ChickenboneJohn here with one of our make and play workshop guitars, Slava Ukraini, Heroim Slava. After doing one of our workshops, somebody asked about fretting one of these. Now normally we'd suggest putting a fretboard on and installing frets and doing it the sort of conventional way, and she asked if we could put frets straight into this neck. We've not done it before. This is poplar. It's usually a bit soft to put frets in. I'm just a bit concerned you could knock them in too far. But we're going to do a really simple approach on this to see if we can just put frets into the neck and make it a fretter guitar. I'm sure we can. Let's give it a go. We've not pre-done this, not done this before. I've often made one-piece necks and installed frets, but we've not done it on one of our make and play workshop guitars. So let's get to this and see what we can do. The first thing we're going to do, we're just going to strip this back. So we'll take the strings off and we are just going to cut the fret slots in here. We're going to use the existing paper guide as our markers. It's not bang on not accurate, you know, not to 1,000th of an inch, but that's going to be good enough. Let's get started. We'll take the strings off. Okay, we're going to flip that over. We've got to get the neck out. So we've got this edging strip round here, so we'll just need to cut that and we can redo this later. These are slightly different from a regular guitar because when we put these together, just got a little bit of glue. I can feel that just sticking to the piezo. That's that, and we've just got a couple of screws here holding the neck in. It's just easier to do it when we build these workshop guitars to do it that way. By the way, here, that's the sort of kit we do normally to upgrade these. So, you know, you'd fill that little gap with a slip of timber there, glue your fretboard on, cut it, trim it to width, put your frets in, use a taller bridge. But today we're going super simple. Okay, we've got the neck out of the guitar. So I'm just going to use a bench hook to saw against and just a junior hacksaw and a little set square. This isn't great for either your set square or your hacksaw, but it will do the job. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to line up against these markers on here, which is set for a 25.5 inch scale. So you can do it with that. You can even do it without your square. It's a bit tedious because you've got to do this for as many times as you've got frets. And this isn't a particularly sharp blade. By the way, with these hacksaws, what you can do is just tap the set of that blade to get you a nice narrow cut. Okay? And we just move up the fretboard doing the same thing. Yeah, I'm just gonna not even bother using the square.
Said, Lord, oh Lord, I've got those chicken bone blues. I said, Lord, oh Lord.
probably that'll just peel off. It's just glued on with Pritt stick, so you'll be able to get those off. Just sand it off. I'm using a levelling beam here, but just a bit of sandpaper on the block will do the job. Okay, that's done. Now, if you want to shape the back of the neck, I would suggest you do that now, because the neck might move out of position slightly. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to take I've got a nice flat levelling beam, and I can make sure that's fairly flat. Okay, you don't have to have one of these, it helps. Then I'm going to check it with a straight edge. I should be holding this up to the light, but I can see that that looks pretty flat. That's going to be good enough for me. I'm going to put some position markers on here. We're just going to wood burn them in. I'm just going to gauge a line in, just using the pencil and my finger, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Pairing at 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Double check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you want, you can also put something in the edge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Double pair at the 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've just got a little bit of steel rod here, and we're going to burn those in. Okay, I mean, I usually do this on the gas stove at home, but I'm just going to use a regular plumbing blowtorch to get this hot. That looks hot enough. Just be careful you don't burn yourself. 1, 2, 3. The heat's going out of it a bit. Just needs another heat up. And there we're done. Now we can do the same thing. I've ground it off to a tip. Can do the same thing on the other side. I'll just cool that off. You know, for these things you can paint them. You can paint them, wood burn them, inlay dots, whatever you want. It's just that this is nice and quick and easy. So we just go with this, the smaller diameter down here. Quickly, I twist it to make sure we actually get a round mark, and it helps it just sort of go in a wee bit. Heat's going out of that, so that's it. I'm just going to douse that in water. We can just sand off the marks. Right, that's it. And I'm just going to have a look at how deep I've cut my slots. They're about okay, but I'm just going to go through them again, have another look, and I think that looks okay. So we're going to take some fret wire. think this is our jumbo. I've straightened it a fair bit. Put that on here. I've got this on a little piece of wood because it keeps the headstock away from the bench. If you do it flat on the bench, you'll be bending the neck a bit against the head machinist. So you could take them off, or just do what I've done here. Effectively put it on a little block, and I'm keeping the fret wire on a stick. Just let it run through a little bit, not too much. Gently tap in, just so it seats. You do not want to be driving it too hard because it will go into that wood, and then we snip it off with a good pair of side cutters. Well, they're actually end cutters. And repeat. And then to finish up, we can get a piece of wood. Try and get them all in evenly, and then you can check that with a ruler. That will tell you if you've got any. I'm trying to rock that, and I can't feel anything rocking. For a remove, you know, a shorter ruler. If you go shorter yet with a fret rocker, you can put this across 3 adjacent frets and tell whether you've got a high or a low fret. And I check at the edge, the middle, and the other edge. So I go up every 3 frets, and then you can turn it so you get a shorter gap, so you're not bridging 4 frets. But I'm just gently trying to rock that. I can feel a high one there, so I'm just going to gently tap that down, very gently. I can go into my other edge. That's okay. It looks like we've got a fairly, that one's a bit hard. Very gently with that. That's got it. That looks pretty decent. So we've got our frets in. All we need to do now is trim the fret ends, and for that it's just a bit of a tedious job. You're just going to need a file. You need to file that so your fret ends are down to the side of the neck. I've got a file here which I've taken the handle off, but any file without a handle, you'll be able to do this. I'll probably knock these off on the belt sander to save me a bit of time. Okay, we've got the worst of that knocked off, but then you can refine that now by going in at an angle to chamfer that edge. Be careful you don't slip onto the face of the fret and do all your good work. See, that's all I'm doing. I'm just going in with that fret and with the file. At an angle, and you can feel when the fret, you can actually feel when that fret's coming down to the wood. I can finish that off. Gently using my leveling beam, do the other side. That's my fret ends done. And then I'm just going to take a bit of refinement here. I've got another file with a polished edge. And I'm just going to take the sharp corners of those frets off. So if I put my finger here, in case I slip, it's not going to skid all the way over the rest of the frets. And I go back and do the other side.
This is a little tedious. See, what happened, I skidded and I only went on to the next fret.
Then I'm going to round it, and then I'm going to go over the crown of the crown of the fret. So first I just do the edges that are in contact with the fretboard, then I'm rolling that. See, I'm rolling that, and then I'm going to go the other way. So I should protect the next fret with my finger in case I slip. Then to finish off, you can just rub that with a piece of wire wool or very fine sandpaper, just to perfect that. I'm going to do the other side. There we go. And then if I just get a little piece of something like 240 grit sandpaper and just give that a little rub over. I've got a bit of 240 grit sandpaper. It's been used, so it's taken the harshness off it. And I'm just going to catch where I've been working at. Be careful that you don't go onto the top of the fret with that, okay? Then you can, if you wanted to go over that with wire wool or something like a micro mesh to get that absolutely bang on. You can see that's not quite square, so I might just try and that might be a little bit more presentable. So that's my frets in. The thing's ready to go back together again now. So we should be able to screw this back together. Make sure you've got it the right way around. I've got a little mark here where the sound hole is. It's just a reverse of what we did. Don't screw down too tightly, otherwise you'll strip where that's biting into the box. That's fine. Make sure my pickup and that is all intact. That's good. That's that. I can just rub those back down where I disturbed them by putting a knife through it. You can hardly tell that that's been off. Now I can restring. We'll put our bolt back in here. Bolt which acts as a nut, so to speak. Just get the spacing how I might like it. Nut and bolt for the bridge. I don't think we'll need to raise this because the action was fairly high, so I think that might be okay. Just double check the position. 25.5 inch center to center. There we go, 25.5 inch. And let's tune this up. I'm not tuned that to a note, I've just done that by ear. So, half an hour, just over, to put some frets in, and the action's fairly high. We could put a smaller bolt in there, or raise the neck up in the box a wee bit, but Okay, thanks for watching and bye for now. Happy fretting.